So we're going to start a brand, and I never done this before in e-commerce space. Of course, I had some business experience overall, and I built a company. We're now working more than 20 people, if I'm not mistaken. But it's in Western Europe, and it's a bit different from e-commerce space. So it will be something new for me. So now you will see me as a founder who already made his first 100K will start this new journey from absolute zero to, I suppose, I really want multiple 8 9 figures e-commerce brand. So I will show you everything, what I'm doing, how I'm doing this, so you can implement this. You can see if it's possible to do this today, how it's working or not working. I will share all details, my brand, what products I create, how I create them. So maybe you can copy my brand after all. So today we're going to find some manufacturers for our e-commerce brand. I love to start from fulfillment side because it's where you don't have anything to sell. Is almost impossible to sell, to be honest, from my perspective of view. So you have to always have something to sell. And in my case, we have to build a fulfillment site, so create a product, see how the quality of it, and then start like first drop, first sales. So we will see how to start this also. What we are going to build is a classic menswear brand. Why menswear and why classic? Because I saw the problem. I came to Hugo Boss or many other brands, and what I saw them there, it's pretty cheap material. Like fabrics is good, but overall style of the things is the similar to Zara, and materials is the same Zara like using, and the difference between them like 20 times. Of course, it's marketing, but 50 years ago, the situation was absolutely different. So what we see here, it's a classic T-shirt, right? Classic T-shirt, and this is tech pack, the first image I found on the internet, and the thing is, like 50 years ago, the color, I mean this thing was 15 centimeters, 15, 16, like, and fabrics was like cotton, very good quality cotton, and other things. Now the problem is that t-shirts usually have a collar 6 centimeters long, and you can see in sport polo, etc. And you know what's happened with them, right? They become messy from first wash, etc. So it's really bad, and now it's pretty popular to add some polyester, some very like cheap materials that like Zara uses and other brands uses. So it will be cheaper to produce and create more sustainable for washing polo, right? But it's not always good. Like you don't want to wear plastic. You don't want to have a plastic in your balls. So microplastic. So now it's a problem. It's definitely a problem, because if you want to buy such type of polo with like 15 centimeters collar, you can buy it in Loro Piana, for example. It will be made by silk. It will be made by cotton with silk, right? And the problem is, like Loro Piana is a great brand, but it costs, I don't know, two grand, yeah, 2,000 euros, and it's like $2,400. It's pretty expensive. Of course, Zegna also makes some of them are good, but 60% of like their polo is really bad, and they sell them for $600 and more. It's expensive. It's really expensive, and I understand why they're so expensive, right? But I want to produce such type of things, and I know how to produce such type of things and how they should look like. That it will be very cool, stylish, very old-fashioned, like people from, I don't know, movie like Godfather look on the type of clothing they wear in this movie. It's absolutely different from what you will see in mostly shops. Color is bigger, materials, of course, etc. And it's really cool. It's really cool, and I'm very dissatisfied that you cannot find such type of clothing right now. So I managed to make my own. Yeah, I managed to make my own, and for this purpose, I'm starting this blog. I'm starting this journey. I have also other businesses, other companies that I like to share my how I will scale it, how I will find the products, winning products in different types of business, not even in e-commerce, but very similar to it. So you will see everything how I build my companies, if it will work, of course. So I am going to create a brand for entrepreneurs, for hustlers, I don't know, for crypto enthusiasts, so scammers, okay, for business owners that want to wear a really good, stylish, smart casual, classic um, type of fashion, and in a price category between Zara and Lux, like between Zara and Zagna. Even if it not will become much popular, very popular, it depends on me, of course. I will be okay with this because I just love what I'm doing from the bottom of my heart. So, I will show you right now how to find a manufacturer, because first of all we need to create our fulfillment site, of course, right? And for this we will gonna use China because there's manufacturers, you know this shit, and we will go to Alibaba, right? And what I got about Alibaba is how to speak with those manufacturers and how to find them. It's pretty easy, but the thing is, you like to write as many manufacturers as possibly you can, because different types of manufacturers, for example in clothing, they have different types of textile available for you, because if they don't have it, you have to buy it by yourself, right? It's a good option because it can be cheaper, for example, right? But for future, from the first order, it's not what you really want, but you really want to create a good stylish, I don't know, t-shirt or something, etc. And you just go and find men's t-shirt. Okay, let's Google for men's t-shirt, and Alibaba with there's AI stuff, this will show us different manufacturers, and what we're really interested in is verified pro supplier, verified supplier, trade assurance, because we don't want to be scammed. Reviews, China, not Pakistan, not India, not Thailand, etc. Response time, we can go even an order rate if popular manufacturer, but everything we need is just to open them. It opens a new tab where you can look on them, how workers how they're working, etc. See some information, and what I'm doing, I'm just screening if these suppliers have something similar to what I want to create, and if they understand about this type of products. It gives me more information, because some textile factories can use to making some stupid polyester shit, and some of them can create very good quality products. And you can just press chat now or send inquiry, for example, you can use send inquiry, but the problem is that they're not reading it. So when you will chat with them, for example, I have a chat with this guy, right? And I showed them what exactly I want. Okay, some of them understand, some of them started asking the same questions. So you just need to be as as short as possible, because when they see a big messages in English, there's pretty complicated for them, can be, right? It depends, and you should write first of all shortly, show examples, ask you can do this, cannot, ask about MAQs, but before all of this, you need one very specific thing that will help you to communicate with them. They will understand you better, and it is called a tag pack, right? It is called a tag pack for your t-shirt, for your pants, for your anything, like anything you want to produce. Like a tag pack can be different because there are different niches, like in in supplements. I am pretty sure that tech pack is a bit different, and a bit more complicated, but you don't need to like create all such of things. You can find templates if you don't have money for this, or you can just go to Fiverr and find some guy who will create you backup. But overall, what I did, I just ordered a tech pack from some Pakistani guy who made it in 1 hour, and it cost me like $30. But for creation a tech pack, you need to be very specific with your sizes. For example, different clothing, like let's go to Zara. So what we see here, we go to this page with this young man, and we see here sizes: S, M, L, XL. What do you need? You have to have a size chart and Claude, right? You can just ask ChatGPT or Claude to create those size charts for you, because this guy from Fiverr, he will ask you this because he will not be able to create this type of things. So the better option I see here is just ask AI, because AI knows everything. It can make mistakes, right? But you can ask different AI, different models, Opus, like ChatGPT, etc., Gemini. You can use them and ask them if it's right, if it fits, and also if you usually you start for your brand for copying something, right? Or you want to make something similar you've seen before, but it's not pretty popular or something, I don't know. Many people, like even me, even this brand, I've seen a very good example of what I want to create, right? But not in the US market. So I just can take photos from them, like for my first drop, add details I want, right? And just give them to AI, and AI will analyze those pictures. For example, Claude can do it very great, and it will show me how it will create the size chart for you, right? And it knows a different styles, a different figures, etc., how it's working with different types of people, so it can adapt those size charts. So AI can adapt those size charts for your particular customer, and it's really important, because this guy, maybe you have to pay them more than $30. They will not know your sizes, and factory will don't know it also. So you have to create this, and in the end you will get something like, I will show you something like this. It's 100% not right made. I am sure about this because I checked it. I gave him very big review for that. Colors are bad, but you will get something like this. Something like this, where will be everything you really want about your brand. And then if you don't even understand something about this, right, you just go to your I got a new one. You just go to your AI, just feed this file to Claude, and Claude will tell you what to correct, what changes to make, and what will be right for you, for a type of clothing you want to create. For example, it works with clothing, it works with any type of product. You have to leverage AI in this way. You can even create very unique product that needs R&D. If you know some labs that will help you to create them, you can create this now with AI. It can be dangerous, of course, so you have to check it first if it's legal or not. But like, it's a very good way to do things right now and make it much faster. So next thing, I showed you a tech pack. Then you just need to go to your manufacturers and you just go to them, you just tag them and send this type of I want to create this type of product with this tech pack, and then you need to ask them a questions, what type of questions you like to ask. You see here, for example, for pre-made shit they are doing, right? They have MIQ. For example, you can order a minimum quantity of pieces. It's like 50 or 100 and you will get such price, right? And I would like to tell you that you should find factories that creating like MIQ from 50 or 100 pieces. It will be more easier for you to start. Of course, all depends on your budget, right? But it will be more easier to start. And for example, in my strategy, I'm planning to do a small drop, small first drop for 100 or 200 pieces that we will be able to sell. And you have to even, you can just buy a few types of sizes. For example, I understood that I really want to, like in first drop, you don't need to create 2XL. It's really rare, but not in America with obviously people. Size of clothing, right? You don't need them. S size is pretty small. It's normal, but I suppose not for first drop. I don't know. I will Google this more. But for my perspective of view, ML, XL, like it's 48 euro, 50 euro. Like there's So we have different sizes. And it depends on how many centimeters your how wide is your chest, for example, or shoulders, etc. And it's really important. And you really want to be as much detail as you like to be, because for example you need to even say to the factory how long has to be your sleeve, right? Because it's really important, and you don't want the factory to to image those things by themselves, because they have a different perspective of you. They want to make it cheaper for them, so they will make a cheaper option for the same price you can get in like a better option. So that's the thing, how things are working. Let's move on to LLC, because it's more complicated process. I used a Stripe Atlas for that. For example, I already paid $500 because for Stripe Atlas, because I'm not the resident of United States. It's very bad. I need to change this. I need to come to the States. Thank you, Trump. I really love you. So I completed a form on Stripe Atlas, paid them $500, and now waiting for my application for 7 days already. This is shit, to be honest, and I like to say to you, so if you're from countries, for example, I'm from Ukraine originally, right? I have Ukrainian passport, fucking Ukrainian passport, right? And I'm living somewhere abroad. Right now I'm in Georgia. It's one of the countries I really love. I will stay here for a few months because food here is amazing, right? And drinks also. So I understood that it can be a piece of shit, Stripe Atlas, because they're using AI or something to complete those applications, and or just for checking people. And if you're from Ukraine, from Russia, from Belarus, Kazakhstan, any types of third world part, right? Even from Europe, I know situation from my friends from Poland, other countries that had problems with Stripe Atlas, and it just took their money and didn't give them LLC. So use other LLC providers. Also, maybe Stripe Atlas will work good for you, but overall, I prefer other. Now I prefer other, but now I have to wait. I already paid my $500 for that. And why you need LLC? Why, for example, if you're a citizen of, I don't know, Britain or any other country in European Union, right? Netherlands or any other, Germany, you already can like use Stripe, Shopify. You can already use different types of payment providers, but I prefer you to use American LLC if you want to sell to the American market, of course. And also, I prefer you to use American LLC because the taxes there is not pretty high, like 20% federal tax, and it can be zero even. It can be zero. But in Europe, that is more complicated to pay taxes and create a company in Europe. Believe me. And so you don't want to work with this, believe me, because I already had this experience. It's fucking awful. So just a formal LLC, and then when you will get more money from your brand, you will be able to think about like Hong Kong with their 0% of tax, UAE or any other like offshore, something like offshore company. I really like what Alex Hormozy says. Like, it's not a problem with a plan, it's a problem with sticking with the plan. So just stick with your plan and watch how I'm stick with my plan. Goodbye.